Morning, everyone. Just give it a couple of minutes and we'll get going. Morning, Morris, Philip. Good to have you back. Morning. Not sure I pronounced the name there. And Jeff, of course. Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. That's a few more seconds, then we can start. Okay. Half past. Okay, we start now. Just allow me a few moments to let more guys in. Sometimes to stop for that, of course, admit as the idea goes. Okay, let's go for a few trades yesterday. I'm starting with CAD JPY. Did quite well, bounced up yesterday and then came back again. But the 200 seems to be holding. That brown line is the 200 moving average. You can see it slanting upwards. We've got a trade idea out with Brent. So I think if we believe oil's going to go up, then we clearly think that Canadian, being oil exporter, Japan being importer, should be a buy on this pair. So I think we got one out in the trade room yesterday, 102.96. It went up quite a bit actually yesterday. I can't remember how long, because I think it didn't. I'll tell you, I'll give them 1 hour. It went up somewhere here, here yesterday and came back a bit, but it's doing all right. And I still think it should be able to do it. So if you're in, clearly don't double up. But if you're not in, you want to have a look at that for entry, excuse me, at an entry, I think, well, might be worth your while. Anybody not in this one and would like to go into it? If so, I'll put the calculator up. The Brents are pending orders. That can wait for a minute. Anyone not in? Want to look at this? Put the calculator up if you do. Morning, Fanny. I use the same figures as we had yesterday. Change this slightly. 104.5. So the rest of all is fine. 110 odd rand a micro. If you're in, obviously stay there. Because we got in yesterday at 102.96, which is more or less 103 where we are now. So that's fine. If you're in, hold on. And if you missed it, here's a chance to join. Some guys might have taken the profit and pull up or modified, I don't know. So if you want to have another go at it, if you made a couple of bucks yesterday, that's fine. But yeah, I think there's a chance that might get some upside. If you do, as I do believe, we might have a bit more of an increase in the oil price. Okay, just want to bear in mind, of course, from tomorrow onwards, there's quite a few stuff coming out. Lagarde speaking, I think on Thursday, Powell speaking. We've got the non-farms, ADPs, got quite a few things are coming out. Governor Bailey speaking of the Bank of England. So there's a few things coming out from Wednesday. Doesn't stop your trade. I'm not saying you have to be aware of it. Okay. If you got in then already, you already start to try and go up already. Once it goes below 1.50, I think like it is at the moment, I'm not sure you should be chasing it. Rather get it 103.0, below 103.05 if you can. Rather 1.0308 because you're on the buy, not the sell. So below that, you can do it above that or right about this level here. I think you might have to wait to see if it comes back or miss it. I think you're chasing it a bit there. Okay, well, make it a round figure, 103.10. Anything above 103.10, I think you missed it. Okay, so that's fine if you got it. Hope you did. Remember, if it moves, put your order in. I know it comes at SLTP, ignore it. Put your order in. Okay, we're in the market, and then you can relax afterwards. Go back, double click on your SL, double click on it, and then you can just double this, well, not there on the actual SL figure itself, and put your stop loss and TP in, and then okay it, or modify, whatever you like to call it, and then put it in afterwards. But you don't want to miss out on the trade as it's moving by faffing around the SL and TP as it's moving. Get in the trade and put in there afterwards. Unless it's very quiet or a pending order, take your time. Get a little bit of common sense, okay, which most of this is about. Okay, good stuff. So if you're in, you're in. That's great. See how that goes. The Brent we got in yesterday ahead of the game. It's been sent out today, because I mentioned this morning in the strategy meeting. We have every morning half the state strategy meeting. And as I say, we got this out ahead of the game. TR yesterday at 83, 82 something, whatever it is. Brent, come to me. 81.90, even better. Got at 81.90. Okay, so invalid stop loss in TP. Try again. Just want to check that. Someone said SL and TP were invalid. Just a second. Just hang fine. Ah, sorry. Put it 202. The trouble, my finger's big. I'm trying to tap the stuff out. Okay, on that subject, I just want to say it does get busy here, and that's why I often get typo errors, because one call calls in, etc., and then you put it. So if you do WhatsApp me, with pleasure do it, but can you be on point? Nice to be polite, be on point. It's not hi, this is this is George. Hi, how are you? It's too time consuming. We need to be on point, otherwise I could tend to put out like it's battling away at the background. See what I mean? So it tends to. We're busy. You've got to be on it. Can't spend 10 minutes trying to get to the point. That's why typos suddenly get problems. Okay, where the hell were we now? I'm losing my thread already. Okay, check those, check those, check those. Just give you an indication how busy it gets. So, hello, how are you? Unfortunately, it gets a bit busy for that. I can't even look at that voice message now. I've got time. Okay, Brent, we got in, yes, 81.90. And as I say, it's doing okay. So the guys got in yesterday. I mentioned in this morning's meeting, and we thought 84 as a pending order, we had a better price to go in. So it was sent out with the basic enter around 84 or better. The better means, like it says, better. So if it's 83, then it's better. Don't put a buy stop in, it's better. So you've got to understand these basics, because this is what's holding us all back, is reduction getting an idea of the absolute basics. Trying to trade a sophisticated market and you battle the basics, you need to go to Couple Class and get on top of that. Okay, right, so where are I? 84 or better. So the guys already in are smiling. Some guys don't take a notice of that and they say, oh, Brent, I'll buy it and jump in. Then the risk reward will be up to cut because it's worked out at 84, not at 85, 15 or 20, wherever it is now. So you get the point. But if it's up to you, you can make a decision, you want to chase it now, but know why you're doing it. And it worries me, a lot of people are just doing it blind and that slightest idea why, where, or what. You know, it's like saying, what am I trading Brent? What's Brent? Do I don't know. You know, you need to know what's happening. So Brent is obviously North Sea oil and it's expensive compared to WTI, which is Western Texas Intermediary, and the more expensive the crude the Saudis produce. So, you know, there's different oils. Okay. They're all oil, but they're slightly different in pricing because of quality involved. But then again, they're quite expensive to get out of the ground. That's another story. Anyway, so Brent, if it comes by 84, enter. I'm iffy about chasing it now. But if you're in, it doesn't matter because you're doing okay. If you're in at 81.90, it's about $3.20, $3.30 away. I think that's far enough away to modify your stop loss to entry at 81.90 when we got that out yesterday afternoon. So if it hits your stop, you won't make any money, but you're taking your risk out of it. You put it to entry. That's your choice. I'm offering this as a choice, remember, guys. It is not you got to do this. If you don't do it, it's up to you. I might be wrong. You might put it in there, stop down, it goes back up tonight, you're not on board, or you say, right, I think I'll leave my stop where it is, understand the moves up and down, I'm looking longer term. These are sort of things should be going through your mind so you can make that decision yourself on the information given to you. Okay, and of course, a bit much when you first start, you get that, of course, but down the line, you shouldn't be in 6 months' time not knowing what leverage is. That means you haven't taken the trouble to find out what you're dealing with, which you need to do. Okay, so bottom line is I can join it now, that's your choice, but we put out, and I tend to agree that 84 is the better price, unless you're on board. Hope that's all clear. Morning, John and guys. Okay. Right, okay, so Brent, that's it. Well, shall we have a look at a couple of trades we did get out yesterday? Farney the man, who came out with Apple. And so far, so good. It will be sent out as a trading idea. I mentioned the strategy room this morning, and they said a pretty good idea there, Roger. And I said, oh, absolutely, yeah. I didn't mention a word about Farney's idea at all. Plagiarism is the name of the game. I'm only kidding, guys. Yeah, I did mention that. But anyway, it's Farney's idea, not mine, and it'll be sent out with an entry at why not, eh? We're in Joburg, you know, steal. Anyway, I shouldn't be nasty now. Okay, so at 145 will be sent out later on. Why are we sending out later on? It is quite frightening, guys. We've got over 30,000 clients, right? Out of those, you'd be surprised. None of them go to classes or attend the trading, as you can see. And because of that, they will start jamming our switchboard, say, I can't enter the trade, because they want to enter a trade without even knowing, put 0.01 in because they don't know the difference, and they don't know it doesn't open up as 4. So it will be sent out on the MT5 a little bit later, and I will post it onto my group. I might post on my group a little bit earlier, because I think most of the guys in my group have got a little bit more sophisticated knowledge of the markets to understand they can't do it. But I'll point that out anyway on the group. Don't try and put in the 4. You do it, try if you like, be a waste of your time. You cannot go in. Okay, so it will be sent out as a short, but 145. However, we're already on board. through Farley's idea yesterday at 146.80. I think it is down here. So we're nicely in profit, $3 as we speak. So that's doing just fine. Okay. I'm afraid, all right, you overheard that meeting. Yes, I did. In fact, one of the guys said, sure it wasn't Farley. Farley, who's he? No, never, no, it was me. Oh, okay. Quite right, Zeph. Sorry about that, Farley, but that's, yeah, it's the way it is, you know? Yeah. Let's move along. Let's think that one's been done. Okay, I'll tell you, part of my culture is taking the mickey out of myself. So, yeah, just bear with me on that. Right, okay. Yeah, this was, who was Microsoft? No, that was one of our ideas. 247 entry, doing just nicely. The guys that did okay on that. Obviously can't do it now, but might be an idea of the market opening, maybe modify your stop into profit, so at least you can't lose on the trade, and then ride it down to the TP if it ever gets there at 236, and it's only what, 4 pips away, might even get your TP. If it doesn't, you'll be stopped out by profit. Hallelujah. Yeah, I wonder what that bloody great fly chirping Portuguese was all about. It was you, disguised cunningly as a fly. Now the truth comes out. I see Portugal did all right in the football yesterday. I see Ronaldo try to claim the goal. It touched his head on the way in. Thought that was a bit asking a bit much, you know. It's like me claiming a Farney trade, you know. It's not strictly kosher. Anyway, they're through. Hey, can you please hear that? And England are playing Wales tonight. They should get a couple of goals there. Brazil seems to be, to me, the favourite at the moment. Who they played yesterday? They seem to be playing with them. They took their time to score, but I just got the impression they're playing with them. I think they're so talented. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, so Microsoft's doing fine. Brent's fine. Oxy is okay. I think it's going to take off a little bit later on with the oil price going up. We got LTC 68.50. Went up and down, but slightly in profit. I think you're going to bear the fruits of your labour on opening at 4:30. If this oil continues in the northerly direction, we should have a nice opening about the 70 plus mark. Okay, so some guys actually, I think it might have been knocked out last time in a profit. Here's another opportunity, which we'll discuss later on at 4 o'clock going into 4:30. Here's an opportunity for Oxy. Okay, again, those who missed it, those are on board, that's fine. Okay, so we discussed those. AUD, the S&P first, before we get that bloody AUD S&P. That's going all right. We got in and the trading those who took it 4005, and now it's not tripping the lights out. I get you, but at least it's 20 pips in profit, which is okay. All right, AUD USD. It's giving us a bit of jip, this thing. In fact, giving a lot of jip. Just can't see a breakthrough. It went into a couple of pips profit yesterday and it's popped up again. We're still on board. Where's the stop? 65. So it's way away from what? 67.85. The target 65. I thought it was wrong. 67.85. So we haven't got where we on the daily. No, it hasn't got there since we've been in that trade, so that's fine. Just hope we're still in anyway, but it's slightly lagging, but the others are more than make up for it. Dollar yen. I wouldn't be chasing output. We were selling it yesterday. I've met again in the strategy room about this one, and I'm not keen to chase it now. If you can get back to, not maybe you're pushing it there level, maybe get back to 4,000, we'll look at a sell again. But I think that ship sells. I wouldn't be too keen on you joining it now. It's up to you, but I'm saying I think that ship sells. Rather get a better price. And I think a good chance of getting it the way it's moving at the moment. Might have a little bounce up, it's a bit sideways. I reckon wait for a good entry. Patience is not my strong point, but we like it or not, it's part of the trading we need. Sometimes goes like mad and it's hectic and incredible speed, and other times like paint drying. And that's where you got to pull through on the boring times. Hey. Okay, CAD JPY we just mentioned, so you're in that or not, it's up to you. Oh yes, US dollar JPY. That did okay. We got in there. What was the price get on? Where is it now? 138.03 yesterday, went up, and I think a lot of guys got stopped out in the profit. If you got stopped out in the profit, I think you've got another chance to go in now. If you did not stopped out in the profit, for goodness sake, comes that good point there, Carl. Bloody good point. And think of that. Didn't think of that. Thank you. We'll come back to that. Just do this one first. Right. USD JPY. Those are stopped out in the profit. We'll look at it again. Those who are not, please don't double up. You know, enter it again, you're already in, means you're completely double overexposed. Okay. Well, I'm suggesting, again, it's your money, but I'm suggesting that. But those who either missed it or got stopped out in the profit, it's a big difference, stopped out and stopped out in the profit. Those two extra words make an enormous difference, can maybe get a chance to enter again. I think you can enter this again. Risk reward. Finally, I like you. Stop faffing out the waffle, get on with it. I'm like that sometimes in the meetings. God, can we get rid of this waffle and get on with it? Quite right. Okay. Just going to do this quickly. Do the stop loss down here again. 137.34. We'll stick with the same one we had before. What did we have on the TP before? 139.16. Didn't work. We'll put TP up. Don't want to stop me tire. That's not going to work. So put the stop up to here. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. 180 is fine. 100, just over 100 bucks a micro. You think it's going to come back? You see, there's not many buyers at the moment. You might get a better price. The DXY is still hovering above 106.3. So that's no problem there. 15-minute looks like there's not many buyers coming in. You risk missing it if you want to try and get a better price. That's the choice you take. I think the stop out the way down there. If you go in now and it comes back over 5 or 10 pips, so be it. You're in. Rather risk that than missing the trade. Or remember, you can always go in half an hour, half later. I don't know. Many ways to skin a cat. But if you haven't joined it, I quite like to look at this one. So we'll do all those just now. And we'll do AUD USD, look at that again. Write down so don't forget. What's that? GBP AUD. Our good friend, the GBP. Okay, so anybody want to enter that one again? I won't write down to trade an idea because we're already in. So I'll leave that running, but if anyone wants to join in there, they can do it. Okay, can I move on? Okay. Great stuff. Just reading the chat right now. Great stuff. Good stuff. Great. Right. Now, that means not on a demo. You're not supposed to be on a demo account anyway, but probably can't always filter it. But please don't say you're in as on a demo. That's cheating. The demo, trust me, is only for learning how to operate the platform. You think you're trading, you're kidding yourself on the demo because you're taking out the emotional aspect. Once you take that out, you're wasting your time. You're not learning anything. Does more harm than good. Okay, AUD USD. Right. If you're in, obviously, I'd say hold. It's giving us some serious jip here. The dollar still seems to be being okay. I'm not sure why that should take out these highs here. It might pop up the evidences here. It might, we've got 70.85, 67.85. Ooh, we can get stopped there. It's just above there, so you should be okay. There's a bit of resistance around these levels here. Might come a bit of pullback here. Right, if you're to join here, you can put a stop slightly wider. If you're not in, guys, and then take it down here, and you should be in business. Maybe down here somewhere. It might not be an idea, but bad idea to join it now and get a much better price. I still see the downside. Even it's given me some jip over the last day or so. I still see the downside. And the DXY hasn't changed my mind at all. It's held above 108, 106. It's coming off, some guys are coming in. So, yeah. Slightly wider. Take it down to here. That work, I don't think it's going to work. Probably have to move it lower. We'll try. 66. Might have to have it slightly lower to make it work. Doing the maths on the top of my head. Yeah, I didn't think so. Look at it there. There you go. Look at that. So you got a wider stop you're going in now, just above the round figure 68. If it gets there, the dollar's got to come back to 105. It's not happening at the moment. When is the profit, guys, with a slew of economic fundamentals, calendar fundamentals coming out next few days? Once you're at about a 30 pip profit, obviously then modify your stop to entry, so at least you're protected in case something goes dilly on what Lagarde, Powell, Governor Bailey, CPI, BBC, ITV, SABC comes out with, if you get my point. Okay. Good. So there you are. So if you like that, not in, you've got a chance to chase a lot better price. Okay, all got that? Can I move on? I'll give it a few moments to tell me. I don't want to knock it off. You're busy trying to figures there. Right, that piece of paper, write them down, then go for it. Yeah, it's 150 bucks risk reward, 300 if you risk, 450 depending on the size to what better risk, normal story. I think you can all read that mathematically now. I think we should stick with August start, simple as that. Inflation and borrowing. Remember, America was 0.1 at one stage, was at 0.2. But Europe on stage somewhere in, say, minus or zero. So they've got big debt problems, which is brought upon through COVID by lowering interest rates to get people to borrow money to buy stuff, to get people back at work. Trouble is mounting bloody debt now. So inflation's hectic now, not just Britain, but Europe. So I'm pretty damn sure she'll stick with August starts. I worry about that Eurozone sometimes. We've got some clever people there, but they've got astronomical amount of freeloaders, astronomical amount, and all be attracted like flies to the light, bees to the honeypot for the freebie they're offering there. Rather, not what they can contribute, but what they can take, sort of thing. And that's a major problem with a lot of these richer countries, of people coming not to offer to see what they get out of it. It's a sell. The way to finance a sell or not is look at the screen. You see that word short? That's a bit of a giveaway. And the other one is that stop loss is above entry. That's also a giveaway. Okay. Not trying to be rude because the person's starting, just trying to teach them actually. Because when you first start, it's all gobbledygook. And sometimes you miss sometimes the obvious. You know? And always remember, I'm doing it every single day, all the time. So I might think like changing gears, obvious and automatic. When people are starting, they often could stall the car. It's understandable. But remember that. Okay, I'll look at that in a moment. But so you've all got that. I'm going to move on. Knock it off. Right. GBP AUD. I'm not writing down. We're all going to trade out. So you'll have to remind me the figures if you want to go back to it. GBP AUD. Don't remember what you said you wanted to do with this. Can't remember who asked this question. I have to scroll up. Just give me a second. Scroll up. Who asked for this one? There, Teely. You're just looking at it. Okay. Well, I'm looking at it as we speak. I still see the AUD as weakish. I still see the GBP as a maverick, very unpredictable. That means I'm not sure what maverick means. Google it, I suppose. It's a bit of unpredictable. A funny bugger, as I say in the north of England. All right, funny bugger. And it's in the buy zone. I get you. It's holding the 10-day. I get you. Look at the yesterday's wick on the sellers come in. No follow through. Look at the day, 10-hour day. Some sellers already come in on the buy. Will it continue upwards? always check. Remember, mention this, Zeph? Check, it looks like nothing. It might be more than you think it is. So that's 120 pips, looks like nothing. That's 60 pips. Being that as it may, it's come back, test support. To be honest, I'd actually think there's probably a bit of upside, but I'm not that confident about going for it. I see along, I see it's the long side, I see it's the bottom of a range there. I see some upside, but will it reach this level here to make it worthwhile? With a stop down here, yeah, 70 pip stop. So you're looking here, you got to get there to make it worth your while, or at least there or something. Yeah, I agree. I see the upside on this one, but I'm a bit iffy on it. So when I say I'm a bit iffy, I'm talking about moi, not you guys. Do you guys like a long on this one? Oh, we'll come to that. Do you like a short? You agree, Zeph? Anyone like a long or a short on this one? I'm an LIA on this one. Let's hear some comments. That's what you're here for. I respect your opinions. I need them. I learn a lot from this trade. I get a lot of ideas, a lot of moral support. It's not just for your sake, it's for mine as well. It's a forum, guys, a democratic forum, as long as you do as I bloody well tell you. A fascistic democratic forum. Leave it alone. Okay. Okay. Euro AUD. If you do want it, come back and tell me. I'll put your figures up. You'd be putting the figures on the chat line. I'll put them up. If you want to do it, there you are. Or you can do it yourself. You've got the access to the calculator. Right, EUR AUD. You want a short? Is that right? Is this solid? I think. Yeah, solid. You want to short this? Well, Lagarde coming out. When she comes out tomorrow? Let's check again on the economic calendar. Governor Bailey speaking today, and GDP on the Canadians coming out at 3:30, and the Governor Bailey, for whatever that's worth, coming out at 5. I think it'll be hawkish as well. 10% inflation, I have my choice of the matter. Lagarde, it's not speaking again until I think tomorrow. So bottom line is, I think personally speaking, there's still going to be some strength in the euro going forward. The euro AUD, I'd be inclined to the upside. I wouldn't be sure to get no volatility. That's not a bad idea, the pound dollar. Let's look at that as well. Just give me a second. And the US, I like them both. I've got that down to look at, funny enough, but just remind me as well. Okay. It's a bit sideways, I get that. Is the range worth it? Let's have a look. You take the top of the range, 90 pips. Below here, 90 pips. That ain't going to work. I want to stop here, 90 pips. Look, but 1350 is a TP. You'll get it if you end there. In fact, probably aim it there. Moving down a bit. If we squeeze there, you can probably get it as a buy. And I see a buy here. I prefer to see the euro as a buy. I think it will be hawkish coming out from a. So I think we could get some upside. Plus, technically, it's the bottom of the range. I see some upside here. I'm going to be honest, it's not blowing my hair back, but I certainly don't see a short. I see an upside on this one. It's not getting me jumping around and shouting eureka, but I do see some upside on this one. Anyone like this as an upside? Or indeed, you want to go with Leotidia and downside, and we'll have them both up and see how we do. Have a bit of fun competition, but I see it upside. There's a bit of hobby. Look at the 4 hours. Good eye. Let's do the weekly first. 4 hour. A few buyers are coming in, but look, there's a bit of a problem here. 1 hour. Sellers are coming in at the moment. Sellers, I think it's just range trade at the moment. On the bottom of the range. Maybe get a better price. If it's right at 1.54, start to bounce, I'll be far happier buying it there, personally speaking. I might say, yeah, not a bad idea. We'll get that as a trade idea. You see the idea? That me would be a second one posting to get back to the round figure 1.54. At the moment, I think I'm going to sit it out. You think that's a good idea? Same here. What I just said. Okay, you're happy with that? Okay. So we'll keep an eye on that one for if we can get a better price. Just to come back to it, I'm just going to put a little line in there to remind me. around about the 104 mark. Something like that. Anyway. Okay, right. Okay, we'll do these two now. We'll start with the euro in alphabetical order. Yeah, I see downside here on the daily. My problem is the 4 hour. That's my problem. Remember, these work on all the charts, so that is a bit of support on the 4 hour. What's the dollar doing? Give me a moment. Check my other one. Hovering around about the 106.40, but slightly favoring the upside. So jumping around a bit. But anyway, that being as it may, I personally would feel more comfortable shorting it if we get a break below the 54-hour moving average. That is my problem with this line here. And look at the buyers came in today and they came in yesterday defending that. That's my worry. And 9 of these candles closed entirely below. So half. You get the idea. The last time it closed below was around about this level here, going back in 23rd November. That's a 4 hour call, that's why. Okay, so about a week or so ago. Get the idea. So I personally would be more comfortable down there. But if you think it's going to break, you like the dollar strengthening going forward, maybe print it now. But I'm not comfortable enough to think you should be entering now. Daily, yes, I like it very, very much. The 4 hour is giving me a jip. How far is it down there? The problem, 23 pips away. And it seems to be holding. That's my worry. If you've got to stop up here somewhere, let's put it back to daily. Up here somewhere, you're talking 12. So you get my point. If you put it tighter, maybe lose the 4 hour, maybe a tighter stop here somewhere, you might be able to squeeze. No, you won't be able to squeeze it. If you're using that as your target, you're going to squeeze it. So I think possibly hold on. That's my only problem, that 4 hour chart. Otherwise, I'd say we've got some here. We've got ourselves a calm void. Remember that, older guys? Okay, so yeah, my personal take there, Guda, is I'm going to wait for a break on the euro to get it for a sell, not a buy, a sell at this stage anyway. Having said that, I think it might get a jump slightly euro if tomorrow from Lagarde. Then again, we might get a jump on the dollar from Powell, who's speaking on the Thursday. So that could even itself out. So I think probably better stay away from this one. Okay, that's my take. Anyone disagree? Anyone like to go into buy it now, sell it now, or what do you think? So you're happy with that analysis? Good. Anybody else disagree with the analysis? Want to do something with it? You okay with that, Anthony? No, we haven't. We'll certainly do that just now. Write it down. Your weight. Okay. In Darbiseng, hope that's right. If you're in, that's fair enough. That's your choice. Okay. Leave it alone. Okay. Good stuff. All right. Right. Where are we? Euro USD. Oh, yes. GBP USD. Okay. Neutral zone. The 10-day maroon moving average, simple moving average is holding. Let's just get in the way here. Yeah, that's holding. Will I be buying it now? GBP for some reason has bigger figures on the distance. Yeah, there's plenty of room to go up on this one if you want to buy it. And you might squeeze. I think battle of squeeze a moving average. Let's see. Sorry, a risk reward. Putting it there. In fact, it should be a real squeeze. Don't think you won't get it. And I don't want to stop wider than that to buy it, but I think it's a good chance of getting there. But then again, if the dollar starts to strengthen expectation of Powell remain the hawkish stance, it could come down a bit. I'm erring to the short rather than the long, but not where it is at the moment. I think rather short at these levels here at this stage of the game. I think we're going. Problems at Euro zone, the Japanese zone, the dollar zone, the pound zone are similar, but the dollar is a far more attractive currency as perceived worldwide. So I personally think I'm backing the dollar against the pound at a better price. So I would sell it close to the 1.21 level rather than where it is now. Let's go and have a look at the 4 hour. 4-hour, I give you a Jewett's hat holding there, so it's a bit of a positive there. But it might get some noise in 70 pips time, which I suppose is okay. It's not bad. 70 pips is none to be sneezed at. 1 week, but that's going to tell us much. Not telling us much there. 1 hour starting to come off. See, that's held. So that's not too bad there. 1 day, 1 week again. No, not helping much. I think a better price. I'm not against going in now, but I think it'll be better with a better price. And the stop loss is going to have to be here. So, yeah, I want a decent stop. We're talking over 140 odd pips, which means you're looking at least 200 to make it worth your while. So you have to aim down there. But yeah. So anybody have a different opinion on that one? On the pound dollar? I'm LIA at the moment, yeah. So I'm LIA, Anna Marie's LIA. Anybody else? Not on my side, shame. Okay, we wait on that one. I think both the GBP, Euro have got great potential. Remind me this afternoon, remind me tomorrow, or whatever. But I don't want to miss those two trades. I don't want to go sliding back under the radar. I mean, listen. Okay. Now, if you believe the oil price going up, we should get some strength coming in the Canadian. So we might be able to get a bit of downside here. Now you can say, well, hang on a minute. That's in the buy zone. We've got the golden cross of the two major moving averages in the buy zone above this one. What do you mean you want to look at a short? At the moment, I don't think I'd do either, to be honest. But I think that Canadian is oversold. I think strength is going to come back into it. And I think the euro is a little bit overvalued as to where it is now. So I'm actually looking, might get a bit of downside. But I'm not that confident enough to go for it because, again, this low is higher than that and higher than that. This, remember, is a work in progress, only 10 days old, but a few buys have come in. Let's look at the 4-hour. See some buyers are coming in. Hovering. That buyers came in, sellers coming in. I'm not confident enough I want to short at the moment, but I'm looking at a short more than a long. Any comments? Nip for summer. Couldn't track it. Can you believe it? So come to that after this. Any comments on this? Should we move on? Anyone on it? Calculate her up. Look later. I'm on that side. Anybody want to look at it now? I'm talking about entry now. Give you a moment or two to reply. That's exactly what I think. That's exactly my reasoning, Zeth. Anybody want to do it now? Give it a couple more moments before we move on. Wait for the guys to reply. Okay, we'll move on. Okay. Before we go into ZD, we'll go to NASDAQ. Hovering. I think some of the fundamentals coming out during the week getting a bit nervous. Okay, NZDCHF. You want to buy this? I'm not sure about that. No, I see more. I see it's written a hike there. I think the Zealand dollar's had its day. I think the Swiss franc is very stable and over, like the Canadian. I think it's oversold. I think it's a little bit weak in its value. I think it's going to come back again. If they do one against Brazil yesterday, I'd definitely be buying the Swiss franc. Short, sorry. Okay, that's better. For short, I have to be honest, I quite like it. Let's have a look at the weekly. Like it still. 4 hour. I know it's in the buy zone. I think it's overvalued. Let's look at the hourly. 15-minute. Let's look at the minute. 5 minutes. No, we're still getting buyers coming in at the moment. So maybe wait for the confirmation. I'll be very surprised if it takes that out. I'll be very surprised. Try there. Look at that failure. Try there. No, try there. Last time was up these levels here was back in 7th, 9th. What are we now? Coming December. That's nearly 3 months ago. So it's not that much the better price. No, I'm not sure about that. I think there's no longer a trade idea. I just maybe just wait till a few sellers come in. It's above the 59. There we are. It's a round figure 59. I'm not sure that's going to hold. I think this is a crown. We might want a bit of confirmation of that. So I'll just mute, get a bit of background noise there. Yeah, I think might wait till we get a confirmation. Maybe a break below 59. If we do, we can short where to stop up here. We've got plenty of room for stop, and we can take it down here. And we've got a good chance for a short on that one. I think it's a good chance coming back here. I like it, to be honest. I like it very much. We write this down, just hoping to get that confirmation. Thanks, Gerard. That I do like. Let's see if we can get the confirmation. Thanks, Ed. Thanks very much. Good luck. Yeah, that's it. To be honest, I know I shouldn't be saying this, guys. It's wrong, but I'm quite aggressive. I'm still just wait to say the hell they go in now. Right, because where's it get last up here? Let's get a decent stop up here. Get about a 60 pip stop. Where are we now? Get it to maybe up there. It wasn't that level since 3 months. No, well, nearly 3 months ago. 1 week short of 3 months ago. Do you want to be aggressive? Do it now. I have to. Sorry, more look at it here. I'm more like it. Are we being over aggressive? You know, put the stop up out the way and go for it now. What do you think? I need some moral support here. Maybe hold me back a bit because I'm quite aggressive on this one. I don't want to get it 10 cheap pips lower if we get a decent price. Yeah, got some guys, some trading Rambos I good as get likes it. Rah rah. Come on, Gerard. Now we've got to get these ladies here. Come on, aggressive ladies. There must be some female heavyweight lifters out there can do it, or special operations out there. Short. All right. We'll stop. That's good enough. And TP should make it down here somewhere. Make it there. 57.53. You always modify if you want. You always modify it further down to 50 if you want the TP. And if it doesn't get there, you'll be stopped out in that profit. You're not going to cry. Come on, knowledge. If you're smiling there, are you going to do it? Got some aggro, strong, roughy, toughy guys out there. We can't let them get away with it all. Come on, ladies. What do you think? Do we like it? That's the bottom line. Those are the figures. 122 a micro, risk reward, no problem there. Okay, share about it, silly, because we did Friday was a bit of a baddish day. I remember that, yeah. Well, we got in Tabusen in. Gerard, you're going to join. We'll put it down there. You wait another 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to wait another 15 minutes there. Tell you what, here's your responsibility. I'm delegating to you, my general, General Gerard. Remind me in 15 minutes. Okay, we'll have another look. Okay, so, okay, if you want to go in, there's the figures. We'll come back in 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, no problem, no problem. It's understandable. cool off period, 15-minute cool off period. Okay, well, I've got it written down. We'll have a check. And write down these figures, and we can always change them just now. I'm not going to send it out to my group because it is a little bit. Guys, I've chatted to about the aggression. Hang on a minute. I've got the figures now. What were the figures? This one and down here somewhere. 57.40. Yeah, this was it. 59.81. Check it out just now. Okay. Good opportunity there. Thanks for that. Brilliant. Euro CAD, we've done into the DCF. Okay. S&P, let's just recap. S&P still holding down. That's fine. Don't join it for those who are sitting in profit. Just to recap on the yen, still hovering. The guy's gone in a little bit earlier. I think it's up about 3 or 4 pips, but anyway, it's doing okay. CAD JPY still hovering around the 103 mark, so we'll see how that goes. And the AUD USD, not much happening there, so we'll revisit just now. Okay, the NAS seems to be not doing much either. Gold came off nicely, then it popped up, so it was the right decision. I was angling on the downside. It did come down to about 1740, which if you had taken it as a sell, you'd have made a couple of bucks if you'd modified your stop. But I believed, and I still stick with it, leave it alone. It's not getting enough traction in either direction to make it worth your while at this stage of the game. So I think I'm still with the fat lead gold alone, where I'm still sticking with fat expect downside. So if you want to do it, rather be short than long at the moment, in my opinion. Okay. Anything else? Brent, that's right. We got Brent out. Don't think guys got in at Brent. If they went for the entry, they missed out. The signal was at 84, it didn't get there. It continues upward path, which in theory should be good for the CAD JPY long. But never mind, you're nearly $4 in profit per barrel or whatever. So you're doing okay. $4 in price move, as obviously not in profit. That's going to decide your position. Okay. I think hold off on this. If it hits this and comes back again, you might get the entry price, but it's starting to come right. It's good. Well, I have to say, if you said Friday wasn't too good for you on CD, but we always say if you follow the horse, the best thing you can do is get back on it before the fear builds up. Maybe they know something we don't know, right? That's not really. Which is a bit, you're right, the 15 minutes seem a bit clearer there, yeah. Okay, I guess it's true. Well, no, that's all the euro dollar, that's right. But this one we looked at earlier on, around about the 154 mark. I think that's going to hold, personally. The Aussie's still weak, still got problems in China. Free trade agreement, you know, the Aussie and China. Europe, I think, is going to be slightly on the strong side there. I think this is going to be a buy for me. Well, I know where about you, CD. I wouldn't be teasing if I was worried about you. You don't tease a guy who's got no legs, no arms, do you? I mean, you know, you're only teasing if they're doing okay. I must admit, I quite like this. I think this has got a chance for a lot. Any buyers coming in yet? Maybe do a 15-minute wait on this. I don't know, but I think that's going to hold. Maybe right to confirm, push it on through, get a better price. But I think he's got a chance here. I think it might come back another 10. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think that's going to last. I think it's going to bounce. Yeah, I know that. And it's affecting Australia. One other thing about this, I'm just going to print a couple of these links on for you. This is the dollar index. I think most of you got it, but I'll do it anyway. Very important links for you. I'll do the economic calendar for you. Got the week ups for you to look at. Just take me a few moments. Why not? And if just one person hasn't got it, at least that's one person more, as they say. And the yields on the 10-year US Treasury note. Good. Sortito. Okay. Yeah, as mentioned, I think everyone knows it. I'll say it anyway. I do have a group WhatsApp, QT group WhatsApp, where I post signals, daily updates, and other fairly piece of useful information. I think it's very important. All those who can be a member should become a member. One restriction: you've got to have a minimum of 2.5 grand balance. Why is that? Why am I being discriminated against guys who haven't got that balance? We get a lot of signals out there. If you've only got 500 rand or 1,000 rand, in fact, less than 2.5 grand, you'd not be able to take the signals because you don't have enough account. You've got to have money in your account, plus you've got to have a free margin. And you're not got enough capital to make use of those signals. So you've got to pick and choose. And it's not easy to do. I'd rather it took 2 or 3 or 4 of them, rather just pick one and hope for the best. So you need 2.5 grand balance. If you have it, then you can be a member of the group. I'll give them the details. Now, this is strict request. If you have 2.5, what I want you to just write this down. Just give me a moment. WhatsApp as well. Don't try and phone me. You can, you want, but it's time consuming. It's hell of a busy. This is very, very important. Rather just send a WhatsApp. If it is that important, I'll reply by phoning on our computer generated line. It's a Connex One line, which is recorded. Okay, now 2.5 grand minimum. So if you're not a member, you have the money and you want to become a member, remember, it's no cost. You just have to have a balance of 2.5 grand or more. You will, please send me your full names and real account number. It makes life quicker and easier for you to check it out and upload you. If you just say, hello, I was in a trading room and my name is George and I'd like to join. Who the hell's George? George has got 50 Georges, you know what I'm saying? So rather be forthcoming on the details, save time trying to drag them out. And then I can update, check your account, make sure it's got the 2.5. I have admin rights. I can't admin rights to check it. Obviously can't tamper with it. Obviously just to check on it, and everything's fine. And then I'll upload it. I'm liking this thing. We're getting the bounce. So there you are. You want to be a member, and you've got 2.5 grand. If you haven't, still send your details through. Say, Roger, I want to become a member. I've only got 1,000, but on Thursday next week, for argument, I'll be able to put another 1,500 in, or month's end, or getting paid, or I don't know, whatever it is. Then still send it to me, and then just remind me you've done it, and I'll upload. Okay. Those who are on board with it, I feel, so I have to say, it's my group. It's been a benefit. So if anyone else wants to back me up on that, or if you don't, you think it's rubbish, say so as well. I have no problem with that. As long as you're being honest about it, not just joking, yeah. To try and encourage people to do it, because I personally would be a lot easier for them if they are a member. Okay. So just bear that and get the risk score up. Okay, right. A stop down here. Don't have to have it that wide. Make it around 153. TP up at the top there, 155.60. What the hell happened there? $6.94. No, because it's in the wrong place. That's right. Right, it seems to be moving as we speak. So put the stop a little bit tighter. That should do it. Yeah, I'll do. Dead shots, 100 rand a micro if you like it. Seems to be moving. So you might as well do it and then put the SL and TP in afterwards. Otherwise, by the time you put everything in, it might have gone to 5410. But there we are. If you like it, what do you reckon? Should we do that signal? I have to say I like it. Want to update it to the office if they like it. I'll post it and they might even send it out. Give me a moment. Okay, put this out of the way. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, so there you are. If you want to do it, there it is. Are you in, Heather? The Finey's in. Yeah, but what if I'm using a different broker? Well, that's just common sense, couldn't it? I mean, it's like me going to a lawyer, getting information, and then take my business to another lawyer. I mean, clearly, obviously, Trade wants the business. Yeah, so you're using our trader and our signals or our expertise to give the brokerage to another company. Why would you do that? Yeah, rather, it's up to you. I mean, I can't force you anything you like. But I'd come and advise you, and I work for Old Mutual on your life insurance, then you go and give the business to Liberty guy. Well, similar sort of setup, obviously. Okay, anyway, I'll put this down. Okay, send that goes. Whose idea was yours, wasn't it, Sarah? EURAUD. Was it yours, Sarah? Might as well give the pat on the back if it comes right to those who mentioned it. Yeah, is that 15 minutes up for what, Gerard? The NZDCHF. Okay, so there we are. Hope you all got that. If you haven't, I've got it written down. Just saying. Okay, likes it. Sorry, I'm going to have to hold you up, guys. If they like it, you might get sent out to Trade Idea. I'm going to post on my group. So just going to have to, sorry about this. Bear with me, but it's a pleasure having the group. I don't want to put out in the group 3 hours later and anything's missed. Okay. Gobbledygook typo like I often do. 53119. One more moment, I'll be with you. Always think of trading ideas while you're doing that. Okay. Good. Thanks. Thanks for your patience and the other guys. Right. Close on my group. There we are. Good stuff. What's your idea? Solid. There we are. One here, one solid, nil me at the moment. Right, no, Brent was mine. Okay, Brent was mine. We'll jump in too quick, Solly. It might be a buffer this one. Then we can blame it on Gerard. Oh, you said you should remind me after it's at TP. Hey, you're joking. No, it could have hit stop loss. We have the stop loss on it, 67.85. Out there, no, it hasn't hit the stop loss. You got the stop loss in the wrong place, my friend. Unless you stopped out in the profit, which you couldn't have been. You like that, Solly? Yeah. Always remind me after the goal, not before the goal. Right. Yeah, AUD hit stop. I don't know how that hit the stop loss because the stop loss is we haven't reached there. Okay. Okay, NZD. No, that's not looking pretty, but it shouldn't have hit the stop. That's 76.785 one we got anyway. NZ, it's not pretty. I'll give you a few. What is the dollar doing? Still okay-ish, or whatever. Anyway, NZD CHF. That's the other one. You wanted to sell it, didn't you? Still moving up. Yeah, still moving up. So that's fine. So thanks for checking on that for me. We were right to remain cautious on it. Still moving up. It's hit the right highs there. Now, are there any sellers coming in? Struck 15. A few, not many. 5 minutes. Few, but not that convincing. Certainly won't be convincing on the hour. I think this is going to hold. Just hang 5 again. I think maybe another 15 minutes should do it, Card. And then we can look. Okay. Okay. Right. Sorry, guys, have I missed anybody then? I've got one out. Thanks very much, Solly, your AUD. Potential one on the NZD CHF. We've got the Brent. The Brent still seems to be doing okay. The only one's given us any problems, AUD USD out of all of them. It's not bad. That's the only one that seems to be giving us problems at the moment. Or that seemed to be doing all right. Even the dollar yen wasn't doing too bad last we looked. Yeah, even that's doing okay. So just that's the only one, and we're still in it, so keep your fingers crossed. It even went to profit at one stage yesterday, the Aussie dollar, that is. But then it popped back up again. So we'll see. But yeah, quite right to wait on it, get a better price. We need to find some sellers coming in. And we haven't seen evidence of that yet. Okay, Mr. Ngalo, remember I can't pronounce you. I can't do the click sound. And not Sololo sound, I suppose, in your language ridiculous. So don't insult you in that by saying it wrongly. So I said Mr. Ngalo. See you this afternoon. Okay. Right, I think we've covered most. We are looking at one for this afternoon, which we're already in ourselves anyway. Apple will probably sent out. Barber's coming okay. BA's coming okay. OXY, that seems to be doing okay a little bit, but I think it's going to do okay on opening. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. and Microsoft is pretty close to TP, so that's pretty good. So one's given us a bit of a problem and not even stopped out yet. We shouldn't complain too much. Okay. We want to recap on, revisit, and we missed out on, and we looked at, we forgot to come back to. Apple, yeah, no long be a short, but obviously we'll post it later on. Okay, we'll discuss it at 4 o'clock. But I think guys are in here I think most guys are in already. We got that out yesterday. I think it was your idea. Was it Farney's? And we're already in it. The TR guys, the Rambo guys were already in it. Oh, Apple, okay. I can't because well, I have to stop the share and put up the risk reward. But I'll give you the figures if you like. I haven't got them down. Tell you what they are. I've got a better idea. Hang on, see if I can copy and paste that. There you are. I hope you see that. Copy and paste it there. So that if you haven't got it, by the way, that's the that's the Apple trade. But if you haven't got that risk calculator for the CFD shares, well, then you can copy and paste it and keep it on your computer to use yourself. Because remember, you've got to use that, not this one here, not this position size calculator here, because it's for shares, it's different. Yeah. They've as well, admin as well, defaulted it to 1.0 as the minimum. There's guys who don't send a TR game at night 0.01 and wasting their time, everybody's time. So you can't go below 1. So get used to saying it's a different figures for shares to Forex. But keep an eye on this one, guys. I think it's going to pull back here. I think it's going to pull back. So the question is, should we wait another 15 minutes or do you want to be aggressive? I don't see anything. I'll just post it, try again posting it. Do you see it now? I don't know why that is. This is posted. All right, I have to stop the share then. For everyone, yeah, posted for everyone. I'll do it once more. Well, if you've already got it, it's irrelevant. I'm just saying this particular one is for the Apple trade. But some guys don't even have that in this calculator, so they can take advantage of the fact I posted it. Well, that's what I thought of. I'll try once more. If you can't, you can't. But anyway, you got the resources, get a hold of it, and put the figures in, which will be sent out later on anyway. And we'll go into it at 4 o'clock anyway. I'll check it out now. You can't do anything about it now anyway, so it's fairly irrelevant. There you are. Do you hear what she just said there, guys? She attended classes. Yeah. Can't expect to be a doctor if you don't attend the class. She's attended classes. I wish more people could say that. Be astounded how many thousands of people are trading and not even attending classes, wondering why they're getting everything incorrect. Yeah. I find that quite fascinates me, that. Why anyone would spend all that money to buy a course, not even look it up and start trading without it. Spend all that money, go to driving lessons, don't pitch up, get a car, start driving. Wonder why you have a crash. I have to say, it's beyond me. Well, it's not actually the reason, because it's supposed to be boring. Don't want to. Who wants to study? Just want to make the money, yeah. I think most people take the trouble to come on the TR Pilani regarding classes. It's just astounding amount. Don't go to TR, don't even know how to properly operate the platform. I've had a lot of guys asking, I want to close it, how do I do that? Or modify stop loss, how to do that? Would you get in the car and drive not knowing how to stop the thing? It's just quite eye-opening, I tell you. And it all comes from this sort of wanting to make money without putting the effort in. Fortunately, we haven't found around those physical laws as yet. No, exactly the same. That is the Zoom link. Okay, no problem. Hawkish, where they're going to be on interest rates, strong on it because they want to reduce inflation. The idea, if you have a high inflation, increase interest rates means it's more expensive to borrow, so people won't be borrowing money quite so quickly to buy goods. So that's hawkish. Dovish would be turning around the other opposite one, saying, no, we're happy with inflation at the moment. We're not looking to increase interest rates. We're going to let the money supply and interest rates go along in that direction as they already are. So that would be a dovish. At the moment, as regards interest rates and hawkish stance, it's Europe, GBP, and America, not Japan. And the reason why it's not Japan is because they have one of the highest debt to GDP ratios in the world, so they can't really interest rates are backing to pay off the debts it is. So they can pay off at these levels, but not high interest rates, so they can try and export the way out. Otherwise, all the others are hawkish, meaning they're hawkish about continued interest rate increases to bring down inflation. Like we had at the MPC meeting last Thursday, increases 0.75%. They're continuing and they're saying, what's his name again? I can't pronounce his name. KJ, whatever we call him. He turned around and he says they're going to continue, probably more coming up. So he's got a hawkish stance. Okay. Okay, Zeph. Right. Hope that makes sense. If not, if that's a terrible explanation, one very well put, you can just Google it. Difference in hawkish and dovish. They'll give you probably a far better definition here. Okay, we're looking for a short on this one, aren't we? What's a stop loss up here somewhere? That'll do. The original one was a little bit lower than that. Don't have to do it quite so wide. Make it 0 points. Actually, I'll put the one I had originally in 5. Now, I'll change to 6. 0.6. That's good. If you want to put the TP up a little bit more, you can. Maybe there, so maybe slightly better there. There you go. Ignore the 5th decimal point. Call that 5752 as your TP. So you're happy with that? You've got some idea on the hawkishness now? Because it's important you do know, because they often say Powell is hawkish. And you say, what's hawkish and who's Powell? Well, you've got to know Powell is. He's the most important financial guy on the planet. He's the chairman of the Fed. Okay, so we're getting these sellers in. Let's go to 15 minutes. They're trying to come in, eh? They're trying to come in. You feel it's too aggressive to chase it now? Finey's in. Anyone want to join Finey? Okay. I think you should do really. It's your idea, actually. Got to take responsibility. Right, so I'll put the new figures down. We're entering a what? 21. There we are. The line is in. Yeah, plans on my group WhatsApp. I think it was Chart, the account manager, sent through. So that's what I put on. I think it was Chart. Could have been somebody else. Just want to, whilst you're looking at that, I just want to mention account managers. They're what's the intermediary part of phase. They're not allowed to advise. They anything to do with opening a new account or any hassles like that. You've got an account manager to go for. You should know the details anyway, but if not, always go to the portal. The details of your account manager are there. If you need to do anything with trading, you've got to come to me. No choice in the matter. Sorry, that's the way it is. You can't go to the KI. He's not involved. He's busy managing the business, and he can't. So you have to come to me. You can't go to anybody else. We're having a few guys will be maybe coming in later on, but at the moment, like or not, you've got no choice. So anything to do with trading advice, you've got to come to me. Simple as that. If you don't see a short and you see a long, go for it. You might quite well be right. And then either go for it or leave it alone. Absolutely. This is what we want. We want these different opinions. I'm encouraging it. That's how we all learn. It's not a dictatorship where you get shot if you don't agree. Or like Stalin sent to the Gulag, yeah, Siberia. Okay. I was going to sort of copy and paste it on the office to send it out, but I'm not sure there's enough trading room feedback of positivity on it for me to do that. So maybe just keep that in the trading room for the moment, see how it works out later on. But if it does come off, I will send it out, and the guys with TR have the benefit of getting it at a better price, or it might turn out a worse price. We shall see. Anybody see a long here? We've got a few minutes left, so we might discuss this. The husband sees a long. Is it? Good point of look. Now it's been hovering between 106.17 and 106.40 over the last hour or two. So sort of a range of about a 0.3 range the last hour or so. It might bounce a bit. You see the long there. Okay, do you want to do a long? I'll put the figures up for long if you like. Put the stop down here, just below these guys here. And the TP, we can move down to here. That's not going to work. You've got to put it up here somewhere. That might do you. That's so long if you want to do it. Unless you want to use a 4 hour, I don't think you should put in the stop loss within the day's range. Remember that day's range is only just under 11 hours. So you're putting it too tight below that. That's if you want to do a long. Actually, that's a good point. Anne-Marie, you say your husband sees a long. What do you see? Do you see a long or a short? Interesting to see what you think. I'm sticking with the short as well. What do you think, Anne-Marie? I presume that's sit on the fence. Okay. Fair enough. See what happens. You don't want to get divorced over this, you know. Okay, well, I'll knock it off now anyway because you got the figures. Righty. Okay, but just have a few minutes left just to recap. How's the CAD JPY doing? Anything? But it's come back now. Great. Doing so nicely. Oh, well, maybe it'll hold. US dollar JPY. Yeah, it's come back a bit. Yeah, I think it's a buy now, actually. That dollar I think is going to hold. I think it's a better price for a buy. I think 138, we might dip below, but I think I still see upside. I see that holding. If you haven't got this one, I still see the buy on this one. It's my sense of humor, that's all right. So if you haven't got, if you're in, obviously stay in, but if you haven't got this one, I still see a buy on this one. I'm not convinced that the dollar is going to come back below 105. Okay, any questions? You all know about specifications? Doesn't matter whatever, do US CAD, whatever. Left click, the right click, and then left click on specifications gives you information. Margin, contract size, 100,000, etc. Go to share, you'll see all of them are 5% margin. 1 is the contract size, so it's per share, and it's 5% is the margin. 20 to 1 leverage. 5 to 100, divide margin 100, gives you 20 to 1, so leverage on shares is 20 to 1. Now, a $1 movement in the underlying is equivalent to $20 to you. You're going to have to put 5% down. Okay. How's that one we did just now? URAUD. This is a my head. We just entered. Starting to come right. It's 10 pips up. NZDCHF. Oh, just entered it. It's got so much on that. A little bit down, but not much. A couple of pips. That can't count that. It's hardly covered the spread. Okay. What about KDY? I mean, what is Brent doing? What the hell happened there? Okay, Brent still hovering above 85. CADJPY, I'm not sure that's come off. I think it's just range trading on the hourly here. But I think it's going to pop up just now. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I think we covered most. Only got a few minutes at the moment, just to wrap up. Anything else you'd like to comment about? Ask? Okay, and ZDCHF ready in case we want to do it. Happen to send the wrong chart out. Make sure I haven't muddled it up. Okay, good enough. Yeah, still hovering. So yeah, keep on that one. What else? Going to do anything else? NZDJPY, anything happening there? Not much. No. I think that's all for now, guys. Yeah, it's just coming up to 11 o'clock anyway. Not happy about this dollar. You're right. It's gone slightly below the support level there. Just 106, hope it'll hold. Okay, Anthony, Gerard, just for interest's sake, what? Yeah, hope that 106 holds. It's just a bit below. What is good pip movement? No problem, Kubzai. What is good pip movement on a trade? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But the ideal is to get there as quickly as possible. If you buy this now, you want to be in there and then hit your TP later on during the day. That's ideal. It depends on buyers and sellers, obviously, the market. But I normally do, if I'm on the right track with your question there, if I do a stop, I don't like a stop below 50 pips. Unless you're doing an aggressive scalp, that's a different story. But I don't like a stop below 50, normally a little bit wider, which means you've got a decent upside. What the pips to take depends on the situation. I'd rather take 1 pip, at least it's blue, than hang on to get more and it goes into a red. That's thinking on your feet, basically. I think that, is that what you mean, or I'm not 100% clear on the question? If you want to ask, I'll unmute everybody. If you want to ask verbally, it might be easier because I'm not clear on what you're saying there. Thanks, Sephora. Okay, Osborne. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing okay. Some good stuff going out at the moment. Get the odd bad day, it happens, but you know, I think overall the ones that sit out so far have been about 70% hit the blue and about 30 hit the red, so that's not bad. Well, 50 pips, you do 50 pips a trade, you'd be smiling, yeah. That depends on the situation. Don't think if you're up 40, I'm going to hang on to get 50 because that's my goal. And it comes back in the end, stops you at the loss. Got to play it by ear. But you won't get me putting a signal out with a TP 50 pips away. Put that always be a bit more. But with modifying stops, change the situation, you might often end up taking 1 or 2 or 20 or 30 or whatever. Depends. Too much depends on that. Okay, fair enough. Be careful, don't say I'm setting myself a goal and that was 50 pips. 40, 45, 46, 45, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now you're fed up. You get it. Remember, there's millions of people trading, guys. It's the last final word. Very important. Millions of people are trading. You cannot predict it. Once you can predict it to a close on 100%, there will be no more market. You've got to have a person, a counterparty, we call it, a person who disagrees with you to make it work. Someone's got to think you're wrong to buy or sell it, you know, opposite to yourself. And once they've found out the algorithm that overcomes that, when guys say at 90%, well, call me in a year's time. Once you get over 90%, your name will be seen and get known, and nobody will want to buy or sell off you because they'll know you're 90% right. So you won't get the counterparty, the balance. That's why counters and casinos often have to go in disguise because they'll get kicked out. So if you come up with it, for goodness sake, keep it to yourself. Oh, okay. Okay, that's 11 o'clock. Who's going to make it for? Catch you then. Cheers, guys, and go well. Thanks, Ed. Thanks for all your contributions. Thank you. Cheers, Philip. Cheers, guys.